Good afternoon. It's Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. You ever been in a dispute with someone who, for whatever reason, can never admit that they made a mistake or that they were wrong? We had a group meeting once that was take place at a conference room at a large restaurant. It was scheduled for a specific time at a specific restaurant. And almost the entire group was there on time, seated and visiting, waiting for the last person to arrive. When that last person was 10 minutes late, we called them to ask how much longer they would be. They were at a different restaurant, and they were upset because the restaurant they were at did not have a room ready for us, and she was wondering why they didn't have the room ready. And she complained about the other restaurant, the wrong restaurant, not having the room ready. And then she started complaining that all of us were late, and where were we? She was convinced that she was at the right restaurant and that the restaurant and all of us were wrong. She could not be convinced that she was the one who made the mistake. She could not admit that she was in error. She said, "I never make mistakes." Well, we just met without her. The Apostle Paul deals with that kind of delusional person. In Ephesians chapter 5, verses 6 through 9, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation, second edition, it says, "Don't be fooled by those who try to excuse these sins, for the anger of God will fall on all who disobey him. Don't participate in the things these people do. For once you were full of darkness, but now you have light from the Lord. So live as people of the light. For this light within you produces only what is good and right and true." Paul says, don't be fooled by the folks who commit those sins and then try to excuse those sins and say it's not a bad thing. The ones who say it's not a sin if they're the ones doing it. He reminds us, God's anger will still come. Your delusions that it's okay for you to sin will not block God's anger. Your refusal to admit that you made a mistake, that you made an error, will not be a hindrance to God's anger falling down. Paul reminds them, you used to be in darkness, but now you're in the light. So live like it. You see, in the light, you can see and be seen. There's no hiding. There's no sneaking around. Everybody can see you. And you need to be upfront and honest because we are being watched. A few years ago, I heard a fellow remind the teachers that every kid in their class has a cell phone and everything they do and say is liable to be recorded and could end up on YouTube. And how we need to recognize that we as God's people are being watched and seen, and we need to be upfront and honest about everything we do because we're being watched. And we need to live like we really believe we're living in the light. We need to produce what is good and right and true so everybody can see, and quit doing things that we need to hide, and quit doing things that need to stay in darkness, and live like we're in the light. May you and I both be upright this week, recognizing that we live in the light and not in the darkness. God bless you.